Hello boys and girls. Welcome to Tales and Tales Summer Reading Arts and Crafts at the Temple Terrace Public Library. I'm Miss Susan and I'm so glad you've joined me today for making a fork paint bear. He's so easy to do. Let me show you how I did it. I just had a piece of cardstock. You could use construction paper or even a piece of cardboard. And then you'll need a fork. You can use a real fork that you wash off later, or a plastic fork works fine. And I used a small paper plate. I started out by putting my paper plate down flat on my cardstock, and then I'm going to take a pencil and trace all the way around so that I have a good circle outline. And now that's going to help me guide my fork when I'm painting. So what I'll need is some brown tempera paint. You could use acrylic paint too. And I'm just going to pour a little bit right there on my paper plate. Now that I don't need it for tracing, I can use it as a paint palette. So now I'm going to just dip my fork in, and I'm going to go all the way around that circle. And I'm going to cover up that mark that I made, the line with the pencil, so that you don't see it anymore. And you can see I'm just going around, and it's kind of looking like his fur. I like the way the fork has a little space in between the tongs so that when the paint hits the paper, it leaves a little space between those fork tongs and makes it look like his fur, I think. And then I'm just going to go all the way around, and then I'm going to start filling in my circle too. So now I'm going back around, and you can go different directions with your fork. Just trying to fill in, but leaving a little bit of white just to make it look, like I said, like his fur. And so I don't make it solid looking. But there it is. And now I'm going to take a paintbrush to give him some ears. So let's see, I've got a little more space I think at the top of this side. I'm just going to go in a circle with my paintbrush and go round and round on both sides to make him look like he's got his ears sticking up. And now I'm going to make his muzzle here for his nose and mouth. Let me get out another piece of paper. I kind of like this cream color, but you could really use anything. You could use white or light brown, a different shade of brown. You can even make a black bear. You could even do a polar bear on blue paper or brown paper. Doesn't have to be a brown bear on white paper. So now once you cut your circle, then you'll need a marker to draw another little circle for his nose. I'm making it a little bit oval shaped. So there's his nose, and he's going to need his mouth, which I just do kind of a fish hook going each direction. And then I might even put just a little dimple on each side. And now I'm going to use my glue stick to glue this onto his face. Even though the paint is wet, that's okay, it'll dry. It'll still dry underneath eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and put his muzzle right there. And now he needs his eyes. I've got some big googly eyes. If you don't have googly eyes, you can just cut out maybe some black construction paper eyes or glue on some buttons. And there's my bear. Let me show you some bear books that we have here at the library. Don't want to have any paint on my hands. Bear's Big Breakfast by Lynn Rowe Reed is such a cute book about this little bear who's trying to find his breakfast. He's looking all over and he can't decide what he really wants to eat, but he finds some berries at the end because berries are bear's favorite thing probably. Well, maybe next to honey. They like to fish for salmon too. And so if you want to find out more factual information about bears, you can come to the library and check out a nonfiction book. And this will tell you what they really do eat and where they live and how they hunt and fish. But this is a cute story about Bear looking for his breakfast. And of course, berries are ripe in the summertime, so it's a nice book to read this summer. Here's Bear Feels Scared by Karma Wilson. This is another good book for the summertime because a storm comes into his little forest there, and it's starting to get very windy and blustery, and he's starting to get scared. The sky is darkening, and pretty soon it's a bad storm. Well, he hasn't come home because he's lost his way, and his friends are getting worried about him, so they go out searching for him. You'll have to come find out how this ends. I've got lots more nonfiction books so you can learn a lot about bears and learn some factual information from our nonfiction books. Come see me at the library. Oh, I want to mention one thing. I've got all these wonderful summer reading logs on a banner behind me. I want to say thank you for participating in our summer reading, and if you haven't yet, come get a reading log at the library. You can earn a book to keep and an ice cream cone and a little Tails and Tales hedgehog or some other little animal and a pencil and a certificate of completion. A lot of the children have actually taken their reading logs home to hang on their refrigerator. So this is not even all the kids that have participated so far. We've had a lot of children reading, and I just want you to know how proud I am of you. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.